2012 Extreme Rules, John Cena. 2014 SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar. 2015 Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar. And after 10 years, 2025 WrestlePalooza, it's the greatest of all time versus the beast, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar for the one final time. WrestlePalooza, the most hyped show of the year. What can go wrong? Well, everything went wrong. Basically, what transpired at WrestlePalooza can be termed as one of the most bizarre turn of events that you can ever imagine. That first of all, no one expected, and on top of that, no one even wanted. John Cena is in his final year. He's going to retire in December. He has had some great matches throughout the year. They have run his greatest classics with Randy Orton, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. He had a great match with Sami Zayn. Frankly speaking, no one wanted to see John Cena go against Brock Lesnar. But then Triple H thought, how can we fuck this up? Wait. First of all, the way WWE has been booking Brock Lesnar since his return from 2012, putting him against John Cena, who is going to retire in December, was a recipe for disaster from the word go. On top of that, WWE did a very, very horrible job to build that match. Like SummerSlam, Night 2, John Cena gets attacked by Brock Lesnar, and the next show John Cena appears, he's feuding with Logan Paul. He starts his feud with Logan Paul. Then on his final SmackDown, he has a match with Sami Zayn. Like, they did nothing to build that match. But still, at the end of the day, it's John Cena and Brock Lesnar. You put them in a match, people will get excited. But then the match started. The match. That match was nothing but a 9-minute finisher fest. And Brock Lesnar beats Cena in his final year. They literally repeated the 2014 match again. And for what? But since that match, WWE has somehow moved on. Like, they are not advertising anything between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. So we are supposed to move on to, right? But I don't think that people in management are that dumb that they will take such drastic decisions and which does not lead to anything. Right? So, WrestlePalooza, that's that. Now what? What can we expect from the future? Is it actually the curtains for Brock Lesnar and Cena? I don't think so. I still can't wrap my head around the thought that John Cena and Brock Lesnar are not going to go head on head for one final time again. They have to, right? But since Cena has only 5 dates left, one of them is going to be with AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. Then he's left with 4 dates, 2 Monday Night Raw, 1 Survivor Series, and then his directly his match at Saturday night's main event. And nothing is announced after Crown Jewel. Nothing is announced for Cena. So what if there is a dream scenario, like where we can still get a John Cena and Brock Lesnar match again? And we are going to discuss those scenarios today. So basically there are 3 scenarios, 3 possible scenarios that can play out. So first scenario, and that is probably the easiest one for WWE to pull off, that both John Cena and Brock Lesnar get somehow involved in War Games. Since we know this feud between Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk versus The Vision, you add Jey Uso, LA Knight as well, is somehow going to lead to the War Games, that War Games match at Survivor Series. They have to. They have been building that match throughout the year. You can say throughout the year they have been building for that War Games match. But if we look closely, Team Vision has only 3 members, and so does the team Cody, Roman and Punk. If you add Jey and LA Knight, they have 5 players, but still the teams are not complete as of yet. We can expect Drew McIntyre to be added to the Vision, and there is 1 spot left. So that spot can be filled by Brock Lesnar, because we saw at WrestlePalooza that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have reunited. So that's Team Seth Rollins, that's Team Vision. For Team Cody or Team Roman, you can expect Randy Orton to get involved in that team as well, because why not? You want to make that match as big as possible, right? So why not? And then 1 spot is left. If Jey Uso and LA Knight are going to feud with each other in Survivor Series, then there is 1 spot left. That spot can be filled by the C Nation leader John Cena. But the problem with this scenario is the War Games is very different from a 5-on-5 traditional tag team elimination match, and I don't think that setup will really suit for a wrestler like John Cena at this age. especially, and even to Brock Lesnar for that matter. So this scenario is probably the easiest one for WWE, but it can actually hamper the quality of the match as well. Second scenario is both John Cena and Brock Lesnar don't get involved in the War Games match and they have their separate match altogether on the Survivor Series. So how this scenario can play out is we have not seen Brock Lesnar since WrestlePalooza. He hasn't been on SmackDown, he hasn't been on Raw, we haven't seen any backstage segment. We have seen some mentions, we have heard some mentions from Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, but we haven't seen Brock Lesnar in flesh. So what they can do is, since John Cena is going to be on Crown Jewel, he has a match with AJ Styles. They can repeat the SummerSlam angle once again. John Cena has a match, John Cena loses the match or wins the match, whatever may be the result. And then Brock Lesnar returns, attacks John Cena, and then we can restart that feud with 2 Raws that John Cena can come and build that feud, which will lead to their ultimate match at Survivor Series. That can be scenario number 2. But for that, you need Brock Lesnar to show up at every episode of Raw. Not SmackDown, Raw, because John Cena is not going to appear on SmackDown. If somehow WWE pulls up that, then this scenario is possible. And this is the best scenario. Like if you want to do John Cena versus Brock Lesnar part 2, this is the best scenario. The third scenario, the final scenario, is the least likely but can turn out to be like one of the most shocking events of the year as well, since we have no idea who is going to be John Cena's final opponent. Like we know December 14th, Saturday night's main event is going to be Cena's final day in WWE as a wrestler, in-ring wrestler. He is going to wrestle his final match, but there is no confirmation about the final opponent. There have been some speculations that it can be Dominic Mysterio, it can be returning Gunther, it can be Drew McIntyre, or it can be Edge. Apparently people somehow think that AEW will let Adam Copeland to go to WWE. That's not going to happen. If that happens, then it's a miracle, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But what if, just imagine that they do not advertise anything for Cena's final match. They just say that it's going to be an open challenge, like John Cena comes out on Survivor Series, like after his match at Survivor Series or anything, like how if he's not going to wrestle Brock Lesnar, that he's going to wrestle someone, right? After that match, he announces that Saturday night's main event is going to be his final day, and he issues an open challenge that anyone who wants to face him can come get some. On the day, John Cena makes his entrance, cuts a promo and enchants his most famous line. And then the music hits. Brock Lesnar returns. We have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the final time. But for this scenario to work, they will have to keep Brock Lesnar away from the programming till Saturday night's main event. Because if WWE is actually going for John Cena versus Brock Lesnar as a final match for John Cena, they will have to make that a shocking thing. And if we see Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series on SmackDown feuding with someone, having matches with others, and then showing up here, it won't make sense. So for that to hit the spot, you need Brock Lesnar to be invisible till that match. Now look, all these 3 scenarios are hypothetical, and I don't even know like whether WWE is going to give us another John Cena vs Brock Lesnar match, because they were heavily promoting that WrestlePalooza match as their final encounter. But I don't think so. Like they will leave things like that. Like what was that match? Like why was that match? If they wanted to present Brock Lesnar as someone who is still as strong as he used to be, they could have picked anyone, like pick any babyface who is over with crowd and deliver that match. But they specifically chose John Cena. They chose Brock Lesnar to make a return, attack John Cena, have a match, win the match, squash John Cena. And it's not like that match was good. They brought back the Super Cena with that match with Cody Rhodes. They brought back the Super Cena only to bury him under the beast. I think they should go for John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. It can be either at Survivor Series or at Saturday night's main event. Anything works. But for this thing to actually work, Cena will have to beat Brock Lesnar. They will have to put Cena over Brock Lesnar, because if not, like if you are not going to do a John Cena vs Brock Lesnar match, then I think you should keep John Cena away from this War Games match. Like have him feud with anyone else. Like have him go after the IC title. You can do that, right? But if you are going to give us John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, then John Cena will have to win this match. And I don't think that if we don't get John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, that audience are going to complain like as of now. But that WrestlePalooza match, that decision to put Brock Lesnar over, that decision to let Brock Lesnar squash John Cena, a retiring John Cena who is going out, that will be considered as one of the worst decision Triple H has taken till now.